What's going on, guys? This is Cam. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a deep audit on a brand called Giant Teddy. Now, this brand is actually owned by a friend of mine who's based out of LA. So I'm going to really go off and rip this site apart. But before I do that, it's important to note that he was converting at upwards of 2%. And recently, he's seen his conversion rates really cut in half. And that was heavily attributed to a lot of competition pouring in with sites that are better than his. And when you take that into consideration, it really goes to show the importance of conversion rate optimization. So without further ado, let's rip into this. So right off the bat, when we look at the above the fold section, it's way too much clutter. Your eye cannot keen in on a particular element. There's so many sublinks, and I just don't know what to click and what to look at. This type of distraction is going to cause a very, very, very high bounce rate, which is the percentage of people who leave this site without making any interactions. And a big part of that is there's no clarity in terms of next steps, right? Right now, you anticipate the end user who comes to the site has no idea who you are, what you're going to do for them, and what they should do as a next step. When you throw all these links at them, without them actually clarifying what your value proposition is, exactly what you're doing, it's very, very hard to facilitate that next step. So right off the bat, what I would do is I would condense this navigation. It should only take up around 15% of the above the fold section. Right now it's taking up around, I would say 25%. So maybe putting the messaging all in one announcement bar as opposed to two, and then removing some of these links and creating icons and whatnot to incorporate here. Like, you don't need a login, register, account, like all that type of stuff seems secondary. Maybe just one icon that showcases account, and then once they click on that, they can create an account, they can log in and whatnot. You don't need a lot of these extra links. If the search navigation is not actually getting much traction, if you can look at all of this on Google Analytics, just remove it. When we look at what we want to do here, there's a few links that are conflicting: shop, hottest items, personalized deals. Like, what does that even mean? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross-reference some good examples in today's video so you guys have much more clarity in terms of what best practices are. So I found another company that's selling teddy bears. When you look at their navigation, you can see they have one announcement bar, and then here they've done a great job filtering and highlighting what really is important when it comes to helping people take that next step. Now, I would take it a step further. I would even remove the Bear Hub and our story. It's not necessary. We only want to have money navigation links on that navigation section. So that way people know that, hey, we want you to purchase. We want to help you find the right product. These are not pages that are going to contribute to that process of ascension for the end user. So again, way too much here. Lots of work needs to be done. Now, when we look at the main banner, I would remove all of these other banners. I would add a secondary call to action, and I would definitely rewrite this headline. So for where this brand is right now, just saying Giant Teddy official site is probably not what's going to push the brand forward. So highlight what your point of differentiation is and use that subtext to really emphasize why people are buying these products, because there's a lot of people who are going to be selling these teddy bears. It's probably going to be infiltrated from manufacturers in China. So when we take that into consideration, we need to enhance the value. And that was sort of the core thesis of our conversation when I was talking with my friend the friend of mine who owns this brand, which is, look, you're charging a premium in comparison to what Chinese manufacturers are bringing to market. So when we take that into consideration, what is your biggest point of differentiation? Okay, so you're made in the USA. All right, awesome. So you're using this proprietary material within the actual teddy bears, right? Your teddy bears on average are 1.5 times bigger than standard industry teddy bears. Okay, so why haven't we communicated that, right? And that was sort of the underlying thesis here, which is like, okay, the above the fold section, lots of work can be done here. I like the image, by the way. I think subconsciously it does cue that end benefit, which is, someone cuddling with the teddy bear in that happy state. And again, we don't need any of this type of stuff. So narrowing this down, cleaning this up is our first course of action. Then maybe creating some value-driven points that actually differentiates and highlights why Giant Teddy has been playing this game for 30 plus years and been so damn successful. We haven't done any of that. And then when we look at the collections, I would probably add a section in which people can sort of look at what products are within those categories prior to coming to the collection page, because when you look at every collection today, it follows the 20/80 rule, which says 20% of the products in your collection pages generate 80% of your revenues. So if we look at this brand right here, this is what I mean by helping the end user view a few products prior to actually having to go to a collection page. So what these guys can do is, going back to them, where are they? Right here. Okay, so personalized, love and romance, shop by size, probably remove this one, giant stuffed animals, a teddy bear for every occasion, and then probably remove shop by color. So these look like two variation or two elements or two collections that are more so for filters on the collection page, but these look like 4 categories, right? And having those 4 categories and giving the end user the ability to preview the best selling products within those categories is going to increase the conversion rates, because it reduces the friction and number of clicks one needs to take to find what they're looking for. And plus, it enhances the consumption of products, thus increasing the average order value. So I love having the best sellers front and center, but you also don't want to devalue your products this much as well. If all your best sellers are on sale, what does that tell the end user, right? Not the right message. So that is that. Trending now. Again, it seems like showcasing a lot of products. You got your Instagram. So here again, we want to highlight maybe how many Instagram followers you have. We want to enhance the social proof. And then I guess these would be de-risking elements. So sunny California. Okay. We do most of our business online. Okay. Satisfaction guaranteed. But again, when you look at some of these de-risking elements, it doesn't hold any contextual value to the end user. What does satisfaction guarantee mean, right? Dive into the specifics. So when you say secure payment, what kind of security measures do you have in place? People are very, very skeptical. They're very accustomed to seeing a lot of these de-risking elements. So diving into some of these points is going to be very, very important. This message is not going to increase the number of people who actually opt into your newsletter. There's much more creative ways to actually incentivize people to give their email. People are very, very, again, sacred when it comes to their information. So if you want someone to give you their email so you can continuously remarket to them, the verbiage you use here, we've split tested this over dozens of times for particular brands, and we've seen the take rate increase by 10% to 20%, from 20% to 40% in many cases. So take that into consideration. This space can definitely be optimized as well. Now, I think looking at it from an outside in, there's a lot of points from a differentiation standpoint that are missing. So I'm thinking from an end user standpoint, why am I paying a premium when I can get the same product for maybe $100 or $99, right? So they haven't really highlighted that. And then in addition to that, when we look at how they are really showcasing the social proof, it's very minimal. Right? So if this brand has been in business for 30 plus years, they have a bunch of customer success stories. They probably have a bunch of videos of people gifting this product and then seeing, their wife, their girlfriend, their boyfriend enthusiastic about, receiving the product. That is why people are buying these products. Why are we not making that front and center? It seems like based off the imagery, a lot of females are getting this as a gift. Again, this is an assumption. If that is the case, show how the boyfriend, the husband, they're giving this product as a gift, and what that wife or girlfriend is sort of their reaction to it. They're gonna love it. This is why they're buying the product. So if your ideal audience wants to see that derived benefit, create that environment where you're showcasing, this is how we're gonna really get your wife and girlfriend to love this product. So again, by the looks of it, moving on to the product page, this is exactly how you're creating an environment where this is the perfect gift. So the message in the cart, the t-shirt message, you're giving it to a special one. Why haven't we highlighted anywhere on this page that this is the perfect gift, right? Over 10,000 gifts given, right? So we're not highlighting any of that. And I think that's a huge mistake. That definitely needs to be addressed. Now, I will get into the collection page, guys, but let's continue to dive into this product page. So right off the bat, anytime you have like additional information, details, and then like reviews, this is like a really outdated template. I could tell right off the bat. Additional information does not mean anything to the end user. Very few people are going to be clicking this. You can get creative. What's our point of differentiation? Made, imported, and stuffed in the US. Highlight what your point of differentiation is. Give people a reason to click on these buttons. Just having additional information is not going to do you much. This needs to be much bigger and probably near the pricing, because this creates an anchor, right? Now you're thinking, oh damn, I'm paying $210. If you had this beside it, it would reduce the threat or the initial idea that, hey, I'm paying $210. Now it's like, hey, oh damn, it was $210, but I can pay in installments and it's only $52.50 in 4 payments. So that's definitely gonna help you guys. And then let's continue to look into this. Details, 6 feet, choose your favorite color. But again, I'm not seeing any social proof. I'm not seeing what makes these products substantially better. When you talk about a personalized gift, again, showcasing the product given as a gift. So here you can just see there's no customizations done here. Also utilizing this photo carousel to sell. So over 10,000 plus gifts given, perfect occasions in terms of where you can use this product for. So it could be prom, it could be a birthday, it could be a graduation. Get creative, right? People are buying these products, especially for different gifting periods. So take that into consideration. Show people what they need to see. They want to believe that you're the most viable solution. They're here for a reason. You need to establish that. And you establish that by understanding them better than they understand themselves. So this photo carousel, create those custom graphics that really dive into the benefits of the product, what your point of differentiation is, different occasions in which they can use the product, and that is going to go a very, very long way. So just continuing to add to that, when we look at these product pages, I'm sure there's a bunch of objections people have that we aren't answering, right? So look at all the customer inquiries you're getting via email, via text, like wherever people, message you guys, and see what those primary and common obstacles are when it comes to purchasing, and highlight that into your product pages. It's going to be very, very important. So just continuing to add to that. Let's go to the collection page now that we've looked at the home page and the product page. So I like how you guys have all the filtering options here. It's very easy to filter. I don't know what this image means. Okay, recently viewed. Very, very good. You can add it to the wish list. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, the collection pages look relatively clean. Now, just again, finding some of this white space and utilizing it accordingly is probably going to be most advantageous to what these guys are going and doing. And then let's quickly take a look at the cart page as well. So we add to cart, okay. Oh damn, so no slide out cart. Okay, it just took a very long time for me to get to the cart page. And then on the cart page, shipping, add info. Okay, that makes sense. So we got the subtotal. I mean, the hierarchy of elements here is really messed up. So we would probably move the CTAs down to right alongside where the pricing is. We want to really highlight this, make it the vocal point. So again, people feel a lot more comfortable. This is a very daunting next step to take that next step with us. And then here we want to add some type of social proof, guys. You want to show people how many success stories you've had, how many gifts have been given. You want to show all the different teddy bears. And that way you're going to increase the take rate or the follow through on the proceed to checkout. So lots to do here, guys. I'm not going to go to the checkout page, but Giant Teddy, you guys got a few tips and pointers, a few things you guys can do to really set this brand and website apart from this very, very saturated marketplace. I will conclude by saying in today's competitive environment, the brand identity you sort of illustrate from top to bottom is very, very important. People are very, very judgmental. Right now, there's no visual hierarchy from a color scheme standpoint, from a typography standpoint, from where my eye needs to keen in on. There's no identity associated to Giant Teddy. And unfortunately, that is going to cost you guys, because you're going to fall into the pool of commoditized products. Just another product seller, and you guys are not that. You have a phenomenal brand. You have skin in the game. You've been doing this for a very long time. So finding a way to get not only your messaging to work with your branding from top to bottom is going to really, really set this brand apart and position it to see massive conversion rates in years to come. So guys, this is Cam from SolveX. If you want a CRO audit done on your website, just like I did here today, in the comments below, drop your URL, and if selected, in a future video, I will do a full-on audit free of charge, and you guys can see what opportunities your website has to print more cash. Again, guys, this is Cam. I will see you on the greener side.